bagan magwam nandage unga man jubla somna gwam fama bay Korbo pa mame kanyinya be shalpulo Sala galan karazantiana nantia Yang the bogom kadakanda mi yelo nurbi Oro goro gorom kakoro makoro nurbo Suru goro wale bale kakoro moho nurba Tofo Ndoko Unfo Kanante bam yele Delto kayu wale kumena Tofo Ndoko Unfo Kaki yele Delto kayu wale kumena Woyo wayay Shabazan labi yolam maramanan zorayay Namalay dua mayay tama Sala lora kawezang malaga may dua makay Dime kalipuro nasapam Damasapam Mbwana lava kuro dalapam Dabalapam Dime flower jalapam Dajalapam Kujua bila nalapam, yeah Nalapam Lurugwaya ka wabe bagan magwam nandage Lurugwaya ka wabe bagan magwam nandage Yeah, yeah Woyo wayay Shaw basang labing urlang maramanan zoriyay Mayay mama sala lore kaweza malaga may wama pay Manko sana chaskele 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 no sana chaskele 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 no jamakal pam yeah demes pam bona lava kuru bel pam de bel pam dema flower de pam Uruguay ka wabe bagan makwam 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 Uruguay ka wabe bagan ka wabe bagan magwam nandage unga man jubla somna gwam fama bay Korbo pa mame kanyinya be shalpulo Sala galan karazantiana nantia Yang the bogom kadakanda mi yelo nurbi Oro goro gorom kakoro makoro nurbo Suru goro wale bale kakoro moho nurba Tofo Ndoko Unfo Kanante bam yele Delto kayu wale kumena Tofo Ndoko Unfo Kaki yele Delto kayu wale kumena Woyo wayay Shabazan labi yolam maramanan zorayay Namalay dua mayay tama Sala lora kaweza malaga may dua makay Dime kalipuro nasapam Damasapam Mbwana lava kuro dalapam Dabalapam Dime flower jalapam Dajalapam Kujua bila nalapam, yeah Nalapam Uruguay ka wabe bagan magwam nandage Uruguay ka wabe bagan magwam nandage Yeah, yeah wayay shaw basang labin burlam marman zoriyay nama lay bua me yay mama sala lore kabizam malaga me bua ma pay manko sana chaskele 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 no manko sana chaskele 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 no jamakalo oh yeah bam wanna love a cool bell bam the bell bam me feel wanna feel bam the bell bam manko robe na bam Uruguay aka wo big bagan makwa.
Good evening, everyone. Thank God we're in the month of February, and February is the month of love. I don't know about you, but I'm just, looking forward to Valentine's Day. Yeah, February, the month of love. Tonight, we are talking about being intentional, about making a difference. And, intentional living is where purpose, values, and actions all intersect. It means making choices to carry you or me, or should I say us, through life rather than making life decide our direction. You see, being intentional is so important because it helps you to align your purpose. It helps you to make sure your purpose, your values, and also your actions all intersect, just like I said earlier on. And tonight, I have with me a gentleman who I describe as the jewel of Ghana, and especially the northern part of Ghana, Tamale. He has done extremely well for himself and changing lives with his motivational speeches, with his books, and also teaching, the youth as well. Tonight, I have with me Ibrahim Yunus, who is a professional teacher, writer, motivator, and a relationship coach. Yunus obtained his diploma in education at Tamale College of Education. He continued to Valley View University for his Bachelor's of Education. Yunus is currently holding his master's degree at the University of Ghana. Hopefully, will start with his PhD very soon. Yunus' mission is to help young ones from broken homes, poor homes, neglected or abusive homes to develop healthy self-esteem about themselves, guide them to choose the right spouse or spouses for themselves, and to help them develop the right financial mindsets and financial habits in order to become financially independent. Yunus is currently happily married. Currently happy married with his beautiful wife, with a son who is 13 years old currently. And he's blessed with, he's been married for 13 years now and is currently, being blessed with a son called Abdul Salam, who is 9 years old. Yunus is a loving individual, very, very compassionate, very humble, and very inspiring human being. Tonight, let's welcome Ibrahim Yunus.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Inside View.
Thank you very much, my lovely sister. You are doing great. You look amazing,
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel so much honored to have you, on my platform, especially seeing what you do, impacting lives,
Okay.
inspiring generations. And tonight, having you with me here, it feels like, the Inside View has arrived.
It's an honor. It's an
Thank you.
honor. I'm very, very grateful for having to work with you. I remembered how we met through Sister Dimbian.
Yes.
I think our first conversation, it lasted more than an hour. It's like
I
we share
know.
ideas, our life.
I know.
It was so beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you.
we're able to share a lot of ideas. So hopefully today we are open to share a lot of ideas and then to see how we can encourage the young ones, the elderly, and then everybody, basically.
Great. Just I think I've already said so much about you being a motivational speaker, an
Yeah,
author, a teacher, um, a relationship coach.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have achieved a lot
yeah,
for yourself. But
yeah,
tonight we are not specifically talking about your achievements,
yeah,
but we are talking about how you've been able to, how you have deliberately or intentionally, made or make a difference with your life, in
yeah,
spite of your background,
yeah.
in spite of everything that you've been through. I mean, one might ask, why are you talking, saying, your background?
Okay.
Um, yes.
Mhm.
So,
Thank
yeah, I
you
mean,
very much.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you very much for such a beautiful question. But I would
yeah.
like to begin by thanking you and honoring you. I mean, you are doing great with the work
Oh,
you are
thank you.
doing. You are uplifting the image of all the activities that are done within the North, within Ghana, within Africa. I mean, you are doing very great, and God richly bless you. And I
Amen.
encourage every young person to take your page very seriously, your YouTube page, your Facebook page. The other day I was very down. I went on your page. I think you were interviewing one of these few individuals. I was very inspired. They educated. I learned a lot from that page. Whether it's your YouTube page, your Facebook page, I think you are doing great, Nana. And with the youth, we are very thankful. God should really bless you for that.
Thank
I think
you.
my other thanks is I would like to honor the entire team. I know you are not doing it alone. There's a lot of people behind you, and
Yeah.
some I know them, some I don't know them. Those I know, we thank them. Those I'm not aware of them, we clearly thank them as well. And our lovely audience too. Anytime you post, I see our lovely audience commenting. Oh,
I
it's so
know.
beautiful. The interaction is so beautiful. It's not one way. So I really honor this powerful, lovely audience. It's an honor to get to meet some of them as well. Basically, today my objectives is to, at the end of our interview, I should be able to encourage people to start to read good books and listen to great speakers, and also to take development of their skills very important, and maybe development of their relationships very important, identify their gifts, and then possibly know their reason, their why. Basically, these are my goal. I really want to achieve at the end of our interview. So
Wonderful.
with regard to how do they call it, introduction, I would like to start it with my story. My two brothers and I, we grew up without a father figure in our lives. Our parents divorced when we were very young, very, very young. So anytime we see our friends, their mothers and fathers together, we feel jealous, we feel not lucky, we feel not cared for. I remember there was a time all the young guys at our age were sitting at a particular base, sitting down talking. Then you get to 6:30, all the parents came to call their children, except us, nobody came to call us. And we just felt bad. So this actually affected us mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, most importantly, financially. My elder brother became a drunkard. He subsequently died. May his soul rest in perfect peace. My younger brother is into weed smoking, trauma. We are trying to help him. He has been arrested more than 3 times. So we are really trying to help him. But I am not like that. I've completed senior high school. I've completed teaching training college. I'm married 13 years now. I'm blessed with my son 9 years. I went to Valley View University for my first degree, went to University of Ghana for my master's degree. I mean, I'm on YouTube encouraging people. I've written 3 books. I plan to bring the books, but it escaped me. I was not able to bring the 3 books. So, I mean, we've built, I mean, we are doing something great basically. So, I just want the young ones to understand that it's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% what you do about it. So, that is basically, I just want to help people have happy marriage. And then, even if they're not able to have a happy marriage, the children, I should be able to coach and mentor them so that they will not become nuisance to the society. When the enemy wants to destroy a nation, he starts with the family. Once the mother is here, the father is here, the children are there, it causes a lot of problem, both academically, financially, emotionally, socially. So my work really is to coach these young ones to understand that, look, it's not what happens that determine your destiny. It's your choices, what you do about it. So hopefully by the close of our presentation, I will state what to do with your time. And I'll explain how when you are giving birth, how your brain is. I'll try to explain everything
Wonderful,
basically. Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll say that you are Ghana's shining jewel. To the
Thank
world.
you.
I mean, not just only to Ghana.
Yeah.
I'll
We
say it.
all praise and thanks
Yes.
is Almighty.
I mean, just listening to you talk about how your two brothers. I mean, one died, and
Yeah.
also one, is into other, you know, um, negative, vices. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
things that are not printable,
Yeah.
but you managed to turn your life around.
Yeah.
I
It's God.
mean, you have truly attained that legendary status. Please
I'm,
share
I'm honored.
your genius with us.
Okay.
Who and what inspired you to pursue all that you have become?
Thank you very much for this great question. I think what really inspired me to pursue all these things was a mentor I met.
Okay.
And he asked me this simple question: Yunus, are you doing well in life or you are not doing well in life?
Okay.
I said, what do you mean? He said, I mean, like, are you okay financially, maritally, health wise, spiritually? Are you doing well? I said, the honest truth is that was 2016, 2017. And the truth is that I was bitter, I was angry, I was broke, I wasn't happy. I said, actually, I'm not doing well in life. He said, do you know why you are not doing well? I said, of course I know. So I started giving him my reasons. And I know a lot of people still hold those reasons. The first one was government. I said, come on, look at the policies the government is making. If government made the right decision, I think I should be doing well. Secondly was my parents. I'm suffering because of my parents. Look, if my parents were still to be together, my life shouldn't be like this. The third one was my country. I mean, if I was born in UK, USA, or Britain or Canada, born in Ghana. I'm suffering because I'm in Ghana. You know, I just did some funny reasons, and I know a lot of people are still holding to those reasons. Another one was my friends. I said my friends are very negative. They don't support. They don't help. They are just there taking. I'm suffering because of those kind of friends. A time came, I was even blaming my son. I said he eat a lot. He makes me broke. I'm suffering because of my children. So he told me that well, all your reasons are valid, but you never added yourself. There's no way you put like you are also a problem. I said, no, me, I don't have any problem. So he said, with regard to the government, he cast me back to JJ Rollins' time. They all did their best, but has that really changed your life? JJ Rollins came and did his best. Atamus came, Kufuor came, uh,
Mahama?
John Mama came, Nanado came. Has that really changed your life? So he said that the first rule, know that changing the government will not change your life.
Mm.
So I wrote that down because I was really thinking I'm not doing well because of the government. So when he explained that, I'm like, wow. So me sitting down waiting for a particular government to come to change my life, I'll wait for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I wrote that one. The second was my parents. He said, can I change my parents? I said the truth, I can't change my dad and my mom. That's why you are waiting for them to change for your life to be better. And you know, he explained something that stop even judging them or criticizing them. That until you also become a parent and experience what they experienced and did better than them, you have no right to judge them.
Hmm.
You know, I used to really blame my parents until when I'm also married, have a son going through what they went through, and begin to realize, wow, before you blame somebody, you must feel in their shoe.
Hmm.
So sometimes when I see young guys, they'll just put, God will help them come to US or UK, you put a camera, insult a president. I mean, these people, they just want attention. You're not helping anybody. Like, even if president want to listen to you, the manner in which you speak, your tone, he won't take your advice. He won't take it. It's an insult. Even you, the one speaking, if somebody want to correct you and speak to you like that, would you take those advice?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that most of those who do those insults, most of these great politicians, they end up killing them. There's one young guy who insulted this Canada, Japan. Today, where is that guy? I mean, there are better ways of handling situations. So most of these
Oh,
people, it's just they are seeking for attention. He just speaks, and people say, "Oh, this guy can speak." Oh, come on, you are not helping anybody, my brother. Find a
so for
way to
you,
handle
I mean,
exactly. So
yeah.
I realized that my parents, my mentor made me understand that if I'm waiting to change my parents before my life will be better, I should forget it. It's not going to happen because they will never change. He said, my country, Ghana. He said, do I know that there are armed robbers and beggars in USA? Even in UK, do I know that there are armed robbers and beggars in UK? In fact, I was shocked. One of my sisters was in USA. She told me a white lady came to her begging for $1. So this is a country I thought my future is in there, and there are people there begging. So he told me that, don't I know that there are people doing well in Ghana? Look, at the end of the day, I thought I wasn't doing well because I was having people to blame. So he told me that all my blame were valid. I can either keeping blaming them and become miserable, or I can let go of those blaming, focus on myself, make certain changes, and then my life will be better. The choice is in my hands.
Wow.
And as wise as I can, I decided to let go of the blame. I don't blame the government. I don't blame. I even pray for them. You know, I pray for Ghanaian leaders. I pray for African leaders. I pray for the world leaders. Let's pray for them. You know, I pray for them. You know, even they themselves, they need our help. They need our guidance. They need our prayers. I pray for them. I don't blame them now. I don't blame my parents. I'm very proud of my dad. I mean, yesterday I communicated with my dad. Every Friday he contacted me. Unfortunately, I've lost my mom, but I had a great time with my mom before she passed away. So I am very grateful for the moment that God gave me because I never chose them. God chose them for me. And if I'm criticizing them, then I'm saying God is wrong for choosing them for me. And God has never been wrong. So, God, I'm very grateful for the dad you've given me. I'm very grateful for the mom you've given me. I'm always proud of them. I'm here. I am where I am because of them. And I'm always proud for the parents my dad, Almighty God, has given me. But first, I used to blame them. I used to blame them very seriously. But I have to let that go, you know. I have to learn to forgive them and forgive myself before I can move on. The third was my country. I started to do the best as I can. So I think my perceiving of these things happened when I let go of my blames. And you can't move forward if you are still thinking you are not the problem. So he said I should take 100% responsibility of my life. That anything that happened, I should say I am the problem. That if you say somebody is the problem, then you've given the power to them. You are waiting for them to change before your life will change. But if you take the responsibility, what did I do to make this person act this way? I did A, B, C, D. That's why. Then I won't do that again. Even with my wife, it's helping me with my wife. Anytime I see any character from my wife, Yunus, you are responsible. What did you do to make your wife act this way? Today you didn't do ABC. Then I'll do it, and I'll see this lady happy. So I take full responsibility. I can't remember the last time I really put on blaming some, but I've seen a lot of people still blaming people. And their life is still like that. So the first thing, you have to let go of your blame. That was what my mentor taught me. So he now told me tabula rasa and time. That when you are born as a young person, your brain is like a tabula rasa, it's clean sheet. When you are born as a young person, you are neutral, your brain is neutral. But as you are growing, you see things, you hear things, you observe things, you experience things. Those things programmed your mind. So you start to act based on that. If I was born a Ghanaian, sent to India to be brought up there, I would think and act and dress and behave like Indian. If you are born as a Ghanaian and you are sent to China, you would think and behave like Chinese. So all what I'm trying to say, that when you are born as a child, what you see, what you hear, what you observe, what you experience, stored in your brain. So you start to act based on that. You talk like that, you dress like that, you act like that. So a lot of youth, a lot of young guys have to learn how to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because you have learned certain unnecessary things that are not helping you. You have to unlearn them. Other than that, no amount of new things can be. You have to unlearn certain belief system. You have to unlearn certain mentality. So my mentor made me understand that nobody is better than me. The same brain God has given me, African child brain is not less compared to a white man child brain. African child brain is not less than compared to a white man child brain. The difference is in what they feed in the brain. If you pick two children and feed one child with only negative movies, stupid stuff, and put another child with positive stuff, give them 10, 15 years, you see the difference. Garbage in, garbage out. We are a reflection of what we put here, the quality of things we put here. So I started to unlearn certain things. I started to learn new things. So he made me understand about tabula rasa. The next thing he told me about 24 hours. That whether you are in Ghana, Chinese, India, Japan, UK, USA, you have 24 hours.
Sure.
Whether you are a woman or man, you have 24 hours. The key is, what are you doing with your 24 hours? And the honest truth was that I didn't know, I wasn't doing good with my 24 hours. Sister Nana, Sister Hagan. I wasn't doing good with my 24 hours. So I have to begin to realize, so what should I do with my 24 hours? So that was where he taught me intentional living. And there are 5 areas to live intentionally.
Okay, so we'll come there.
Yeah.
You made mention that the focus, should be on yourself, on you, not instead
Yeah.
of just blaming other people. So now my question is, what does it mean to be intentional? And also, what happens when you live your life intentionally? Especially you being a young man,
Yeah. So
addressing, the youth. What does it
yes.
mean to live
Yes.
intentionally?
So there's something God has given us, freedom of choice.
Okay.
I love reading. There's a book written by Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. He said, everything can be taken from a man or a woman except one thing, their free will to choose. That you always have the freedom to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances. So we all have that free will to choose. So intentional living is identifying the outcomes you want to have. I want to be a world-class speaker. That's one of my goals. So every day I have to pick, within 24 hours, pick something to do, something that will help me. So I started posting. I post on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I'll get 1 like, 2 likes. Today I can get 6 million views. But it didn't come like that. I started from somewhere. Intentional living. You have to be consistent. First, be clear. Clarity. Be clear about what you want. Second is discipline. There are times you feel like doing it. There are times you don't feel like it. You still have to do it. That's discipline. Now, if you do that over a period of time, that's a lot of success you are going to get. So with regard to intentional living, it's about identifying an outcome. Solomon said, my people perish for lack of vision. If you don't have a vision, you are wasting your life. You don't even know where you are going. I mean, when I was young, there were a lot of ladies who wanted me to entertain them, who wanted me to have sex with them and even have kids with them. But I have a vision. My vision is to be a world-class speaker. Doing those things cannot help me. So when you have a vision, it teaches you how to dress. I used to dress with suit and tie, hold chalk, and I was teaching. And my colleagues would say, Yunus, we're all teachers. Why are you dressing like that? I have a vision. I want to be a world-class brand. And there's a way they dress. There's a way they think. They don't entertain any kind of ladies. I don't see having sex with anybody to be an opportunity. No, I don't see that to be an opportunity because I have a vision. So I have a certain books I read. I read 4 books a month because I have a vision. When you don't have a vision, you settle for less in life. Anything that comes to you, you are okay. You don't even know what you are doing with your time. You wake up, there are 2 things. Things you want to do and things others want you to do. When you have a vision, when you get up, you do what you want to do. When you finish, you now do what others want you to do. People with a vision, when they get up, they're waiting for somebody to tell them what to do or what is going on. Now, when they tell them, then they just go along with that. So the first thing, you need to have a vision. Intentional living, where are you going? I want to have a happy marriage. So I have books I read. I read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I read Men from Mars, Women from Venus by John Gray. I read His Knees, Her Knees. I have to read books about marriage. Then I got to realize that when a woman is speaking to you, it doesn't mean there are a lot of things people need to learn. But it all starts with the vision. What's your vision? What are you working towards? Why is it a lot of people, when they retire, they die early? Because when you retire, you are no more living for anything. And when you don't have a vision you are working towards, you are just dying.
Wow.
So I have this quote always: your best is ahead of you.
Your best is ahead of you. Ooh, that's
If you
powerful.
think your best is behind you, then what are you living for? God's best is ahead of you. You've not yet seen your best yet. So if you judge me now, if you judge Nana Hagar now, you are judging us prematurely.
Oh, I like that. You see, sir, your motivational speeches,
Okay.
evokes such emotion and carries such
Thank you.
powerful, messages.
Okay.
How did you come to carve out this niche with your focus on marriage, finances? I just want to know, was it a deliberate positioning in your response to your difficult childhood?
That's very true. Thank you very much for this question. There are 2 ways I will answer this. Uh, Carving out with this has to do with identifying 2 things: what you are good at and what you are passionate about. My mentor asked me, what am I good at? I list them. One of them was teaching, one of them is writing, one of them is coaching, counseling, mentorship, one of them is speaking. He said, what am I passionate about? I list them. Then he said, the one I should move with are the ones I'm good at and passionate about. If you are good at something but you don't love it, you're not passionate about it, you cannot be consistent. You do it when you feel like it. And when you love something but you're not good at it, I won't wish anybody to love something they're not good at.
Yeah.
Look, you find people doing it easy, people who love it and they're good at it. You have developed self-esteem, you feel bad. You can improve, but you can never be compared with somebody who is good at it and love it. So he said that you always move with these 2 things. Where what you are good at and what you love move together. That's your area. So he said, do I watch football? I say yes. He said, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, are they good at football? I say yes. He said, do they love it? I say yes. He mentioned Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. Are they good at what they do? I say yes. Do they love it? I say yes. He just mentioned like great speakers, Brian Tracy, Dr. Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins. Are they good at what they do? I say yes. Do they love it? I say yes. That in this life, find what you are very good at and love it. When you are good at something and you love it, that's your niche. So there's one singer in Northern region. We call him Fancy Gadam. He's very good at it and he loves it. So I always say, can Fansagadam teach like the way I'm teaching? They will say no. Then I also ask them, can I also sing like the way he's singing? They will say no. So it's not about competition. The Bible says a man's gift, a woman's gift will make room for him or her. It's your gift that will make room for you. This is a gift I have. You can never replace it. You can't take it. It's my gift. A man's gift will make room. I know people who read Bible and they don't even know their gift. And your job will not make room for you. When you can easily be replaced from your job. You know, your degree, your certificate will not make room for you. You know, people with big degrees and I mean they're not doing anything that much. So it's your gift that keeps you unique, and that is what you are good at and what you love. When these two things combine, you become unstoppable. Because when you are good at something at the beginning, you might not get the results you want. It's the love that keeps you going.
Yeah.
I mean, when Sarkodie started rapping, he will go and rap, they'll give him Fanta, Coke. Today, can you give him Fanta and Coke?
No.
I mean, when Fansagadam started singing, he will go, they'll just treat him anyhow. You know, but he loves it. He continued doing. I remember when I started speaking, I'll go and speak. They'll just give me 5 CD, 10 CD. Today, you can't do that. People are paying me 3,000, 5,000, 2,000. And my best is even still ahead of me. But there was a time I was getting nothing. But the love keeps you going. So if you're good at something, you don't love it, you quit. If you love something and you're not good at it, you always be behind. So you have to be good at it and love it. So that when things are hard, the love keeps you going. You know? Exactly. So now the second thing was my experience. I'm from divorce home, and I experienced how my dad, like I've just experienced what I saw when the family were together, how we used to live, when there was division, how livelihood became. And I saw how from my elder brother choices, how he became a drunkard and subsequently died. My younger brother is into weed smoking. I just saw those things. So I just cover with two things. So I'm a teacher, but I only teach on 3 topics. One is marriage, one is finance, one is in self-esteem. I can't teach law. I can't teach IT. I can't teach so many things. But if you put marriage, money, self-esteem, I can teach that very well. So my gift is teaching. But what I love to teach about is these 3 areas. Because if you have divorce, if you have broken home, the impact it has on the children, I have seen it live. If the one you are staying with is not financially capable, what you people will go through, because there's this clear incident that happened. I have a friend of mine, Barkat, he to their parents divorced, but his mother was financially okay. So when the mother and the father were together, she used to invest into the man. So when they divorced, she just pushed all her money into the children. Today, 3 of them are in Germany studying medicine. But our mother was not economically okay. So that was when women empowerment also came into my life. So most of the program about women empowerment, yeah. So when I see a young lady not taking her skills development seriously, not taking her finances seriously, I start feeling pity for her children. If only you guys are still married, that's okay. But when there's divorce and the children are with the woman and she's not good financially, the children, is another experience, you know. So my goal is to have a happy marriage, and you can't have a happy marriage with ignorance. So I have to look for those who are married and they're like 60, 70 years, like Dr. Gary Chapman, Dr. Eric Thomas, Brian Tracy, T.D. Jakes. These are people, I mean, they are married for over 40, 50 years. So I have to learn because I don't have any example to learn from. And you do what you are exposed to. If you see your mother act certain way, your father act certain way, and you don't know what to do, what do? You do what you saw. You do what you experience. So I have to look for examples. Dr. Miles Monroe. I have to. These are people who have been married for over 30 something years. How are they able to do that? And they taught me certain things. And thankfully, they made me understand love is not what you do for yourself. Love is what you do for someone else. So if I say I love my wife Jamila, and she said she wants something, even though I don't want it, but it's not about me. It's about what she wants. Love is not. We have self-love, but that's not self-love we are talking of in marriage. Sacrificial love.
Wow, Inusa, you've talked about so many things, especially being intentional.
Yeah.
You've made mention how to structure your day, and also how to keep your goals at front and also center, and also how to plan ahead.
Yeah.
And I know you're a seasoned author, or and also a world accomplished motivational speaker, and many more. So what would you say to the youth who have actually lost hope and are struggling and can't see any way ahead? In your case, you had someone, a mentor that really challenged your your mindset, or the way you thought at that time, blaming people, blaming the government, blaming your parents, blaming the environment in which you grew up in,
Yeah.
blaming basically everybody. I just you know just want to ask you, what would you say to other young couples like yourself, or teachers, or the youth who look up to you and are striving to make a mark like you and are still doing? What
Thank
would you
you
say?
very Thank you very much, my sister, for such a beautiful question. There are 5 things I want to tell them. They should write them down. Maybe when I'm explaining it, I might not get all time to explain them, but they should write them down. The first one is what you know. What you know. You have to increase what you know as a youth. Don't be prideful. Don't think you are too knowing. Don't think you know. The only thing that will show you know is to have results. It's funny. People will come to me for counseling, like everything is not working, and they will now come and be too knowing. They are now teaching me, like, I know this. If you really know, why is this thing so? Why are things not working for you? Like, humble yourself to learn as a young person. Open your mind to learn. I've seen a lot of me. This is who I am. When you were born, were you like that? These are learned behavior. It's not helping you. Unlearn them. But Yunus, I don't know how to do this. Learn. Did you when you were born? Did you know how to drive? You learn it. There's nothing you cannot learn. Learn. So as a young guy, increase what you know. The first thing is increase what you know. You can't do more than you know. Like, you can only do what you know. You can't do what you don't know. Sister Hagan, if you don't know something, can you do it?
No, no.
You can only do what you know. So the only thing limiting you is what you don't know. If you are suffering financially, it's because of what you don't know about finance. If you are suffering maritally, it's because of what you don't know. Because you can't do what you don't know. So that's why the Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, no lack of job, no lack of education. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. In fact, when you read Quran, the first thing God told the angels to tell Prophet Muhammad was read, Ikra, read. You can only act what you feed in the brain. So my first thing I'll tell the youth is I'll encourage them to increase what they know. The difference between any young guy watching me and me is what I know. If you increase what you know, you start to act better. Satan will control your life when you are ignorant. How do you increase what you know? By reading good books. Let me see if I can suggest some good books. So read Rich Dad Poor Dad with regard to finance. Read Live Your Dream by Les Brown. Live the Five Love Language by Gary Chapman about marriage. Uh, Live No Excuse by Brian Tracy. You know, these are some few books. And also listen to great teachers. It will increase what you know, like Jim Rohn, Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins, Dr. Miles Monroe, T.D. Jakes, Mufti Menk, Dr. Zakir Naik, Dr. Eric Thomas. Just as a young person, increase what you know by listening to great teachers. It's very important. The first thing is increase what you know. The second is increase what you can do. Skills development. Sister Hagan, I'm a teacher. I have colleague teachers. When you go to teach, maximum 8 hours or 10 hours. The rest of the hours, what do we do with it? So I paid people to teach me how to develop skills. And the first skill I learned was writing skills. Writing skills. So I've written 3 books. Each book is 50 Ghana cedi. So I've seen my colleague teachers. They'll go and teach 8 hours or 10 hours. The rest of the hours, what do they do with it? They'll go and sit down, talk, take drinks. And now when they take their salary, 50th, the salary is finished, they'll call me, Yunus, things are hard. And the books I've sold, 15 copies, 30 copies, I'll remove from that money and give them. At the end of the month, they'll pay me. What do you do with your time? Develop skills. Yunus, I don't know how to write book. Learn. Was I born to know how to write? I have to learn it. Learn. But you see, we keep on blaming. And people spend their time and learn about footballers, movie actors. They know everything about other people, but they know nothing about themselves. A lady told me about Ghana most beautiful. She know everything about the lady. So you take your 24 hours to learn about others. And then you now complain. I have 24 hours. You have 24 hours. The kids, what are we doing with our 24 hours? So development of skills. Any young guy listening, if you want to be valuable, develop skills. The second is public speaking skills. We live in a world, if you don't know how to communicate, you suffer a lot. Communication is key, whether in your job place, whether social life, whether in your marriage. In fact, one of the leading causes of divorce is communication. The lady is doing something wrong. He doesn't know how to communicate. He will keep it. Then one day he just chat, he has kept them. When your wife does something you don't like it, if you know how to communicate, honey, I loved you. I'm willing to do everything for you. But you see, when you do this is how it makes me feel. Please, can you stop it? She's gonna stop. But you see, you don't know how to communicate, so you keep things. Then one day you just pick something and just hit her. Is that communication?
No.
So communication is key. Public speaking skills. You'll be shocked places I've gone because of public speaking. We are all in the same Ghana. We have 24 hours. But what do you do with your time? I learned counseling skills. You'll be shocked, my clients from USA, UK, France, Canada, Uganda, Liberia, Kenya. These are people paying me. Sister Hagan, paying me through my Momo number to hear my voice, for me to counsel them. They go on YouTube, listen to my videos, go on Facebook. Right now, I have 3 clients waiting to pay for me, just to pay me, for me to have time for them. It's a skill. You see, that's another thing about money. You see, you can't pray and fast and get money. That's not to say praying and fasting is not important. I 3:30 I'm awake. I prayed as a Muslim. I recite Yasin, I recite Bakara, I recite Wakia, I recite Mulk. Every Monday and Thursday I fast. Monday is for Prophet Muhammad. His birthday is on Monday. So we are encouraged as Muslims to fast on Mondays. Thursday is the day I was born. So I fast on Thursdays. But after that, you have to come up with a product and service to exchange for money. When it comes to money, how many times does Bill Gates and Donald Trump pray and fast? How many times? Bill Gates just have Microsoft. Donald Trump has real estate. So when it comes to money, it's all about having a product and service. I know a lot of people that come to inside hard. I say, do you have a product or service? No, I don't have a product. Another thing is that, oh, there are a lot of things to teach, my dear. There are a lot of things to teach.
Yeah, I know.
There are a lot of things to teach.
I'm
So
so.
the second thing is development
Mhm.
of skills.
Okay.
The third one is who you know, relationships. Relationships. So there are two ways to explain relationship. The first is just your immediate people you surround yourself with. Even if you are not good, you are weak, and you are around people who speak positive about you, you start to take it. You feel good about yourself. But when you are even good at something and you are around people who always speak negative about you, it will not help you. So I've seen a lot of people who are very weak, they are not good at something, but somebody just keep on encouraging them, and today they are doing amazing. So you have to choose positive, like-minded people. People who believes in God, people who have faith, people who believe their best is ahead of them, people who encourage, not people who always look for fault. There'll always be fault in everything. So you find what you look for. If you tell a child don't look for blue color, they start looking for blue. You'll find
Sure.
everything you look for. So if you are looking for fault in any decision I want to make, you find it. But if you're also looking for anything positive, good, you find it too. So be around with selectively pick people who encourage you, who see the vision, who support it, who speak positive about you. You do good. Now the second thing with relationship is that you can be gifted, you can be brilliant, you can be talented. You need people's favor. You need people's favor. You need people. You need people. You can't do it alone. You know, I know a lot of people gifted, but they are very arrogant. There's this research work I watched, and at the end of the day, they said they will never take somebody who is very brilliant and have a rotten attitude,
Mm.
and somebody who is not that so good but has a good attitude. He said they'll pick the one who is not so good but has a good attitude because he's teachable, he's coachable. If you have an arrogant behavior, well, you can't build relationship with that. So you need relationship. You can't do it. And a lot of people speak the story of Joseph. Joseph interpret Pharaoh dream, but what they don't speak the power of relationship. There
Mm.
was somebody with a decision maker. Joseph met somebody in the prison, interpret the dream of that person. Then the person was now with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh had a dream, needed an interpreter, and that man Joseph had a relationship with has to suggest to the decision maker there's somebody in prison who can help you. If you develop healthy relationship, it doesn't matter which village you are. Favor will search for you.
Mm.
Today I am on this platform. It's just on relationship. I just did good for Madame Dimpian when she organized her event. I wasn't prepared to speak, but they gave me that platform. I spoke. She said, "Wow, I have to work with Yunus. That's character." She connected me with you. Today I'm not here because I'm gifted, I'm brilliant, I'm talented, I'm special. No, it's relationship. So you'll be amazed what you can do with healthy, good relationships. So relationship as a young guy, every month, every 6 months, every day, every year, what healthy, new, positive relationships are you building?
Mm.
Now there are three ways to get good favor from relationships. The first is honor people. A lot of young ones don't develop healthy relationships because they have ego, pride. When they dishonor people's sacrifices. Who is Nana Hagan? Who is she? Huh? Who is President Mahama? Who is this person? That's dishonor. When you dishonor people, people cannot help you. People cannot associate themselves with you. You know. The second is provide value. When you just see somebody in influence, you don't start thinking of taking from them. Oh, the whole day I've not yet eaten. Oh, things are very hard. Oh. They will just help you and cut you off. Anybody in an influence position has a need. Study that person, find out the need, and help them. Any opportunity that comes, they will give it to you.
Mm.
You honor people, you provide value, and see the kind of favor you get. But you dishonor people, you don't provide any value, and the worst is even character. Some of them are liars. They will tell you, I'll come 10 o'clock. You wait 10, they won't come. When you call them, they give you excuses. There's this one manager who helped one young guy. The guy needed a job seriously, Nana. Now, this manager is old, but his wife is young. So he helped this guy give him a job. Surprisingly, this young guy impregnated the manager's wife.
Oh no, you don't say it.
He impregnated, so they have to sack the guy out. Some of the young ones are even thieves. You help them, they'll steal you. Some will even spoil you. So number one, you dishonor people. Number two, you don't provide any value. You are just thinking of taking. And number three, you lack character. Even God cannot trust you with anything. So as a young guy, I have to learn how to honor people. I honor my dad. I honor God. I honor my wife. I honor my son. I honor my leadership. I honor my friends. I honor my mom. I honor my dad. I honor people. And I provide value. And I'm working on my character. As for character, it takes you a long time to be able, you know this thing is wrong, but there's something in your past, your programming, pushing you to do it. You know, it's a fight. There are this, you know this is wrong, but you find yourself doing it. So as for character, we are just improving, basically. But everybody must work on their character. You know, the lies, the stealing, the cheating, you know. So every young guy want to make it, build a relationship. And I've given you secret of building healthy relationship. Honor people. I know one man, he has 4 wives as Muslims. He said that there's this one he truly loves. He doesn't joke with that one. And the only reason that she honor him, she provide value and she has a good character. That's all. That's all. Wow. Even if you have children, all the children, the one that honor you, the one that provide value, and the one that has a good character, naturally you work towards them. I have young guys I mentor, mentees. The one who get the best of me is the one who honor me, who provide value, and has a good character. I can trust them with any of my deal. Just one of them, a client, I connected the client to the person. He honor me. He provide value. You know, and he has a good character. I can trust him with my customers.
Wow.
If every young guy can honor people, provide value, and work on their character, they'll be shocked where they will go. Even the world, that's a world-class brand. You know? Exactly. Now, the fourth thing is identifying their gifts. The fourth thing is identifying their gifts. And that is what you are good at and what you love. These are 2 things that will help you. And the last is knowing their why, your reasons. My reason is to have a happy marriage and help others also have a happy marriage. And even if there's divorce, my second reason is to mentor and coach these people from becoming nuisance. Yeah. So these are my reasons, basically.
Wow. That's so loaded.
Thank you.
To actually process, you know, at the moment. And, you know, you've written 3 books.
Yeah.
And I just want to know how your creative process is like when you sit, you know, to write. What goes through your mind? And also, especially, you know, in trying to build the next generation of authors, because I know you're a mentor, so obviously, I mean, it's one of your, you know, your whys, you know, to you know, pass on that baton to the next generation to be able to write books, you know, just like you are. Where do we start from, especially this generation where majority of the youth are constantly stuck on social media? Not all of them, but I'm saying some. Being entertained with things that are not really edifying. It's got this, you know, short-term, you know, I would say, you know, gratification, but in the long run, it doesn't actually do anything to the brain. Where do we start from, and how do we nurture this generation's brain?
Yeah.
And you know, help feed creative minds. How do we do that?
Thank you very much. So with regard to writing a book, the first is you have to read a lot. And each writer have their style. When I read Brian Tracy books, I've seen his styles. When I read Dr. Miles Monroe books, I've seen his styles. When I read Les Brown books, I've seen his styles. When I read, so if you want to be a writer, you have to read a lot of books. I read 4 books a month. As a beginner, you can start with 1 book. I mean, there's this guy who came. I want to change this. I say for the past, I think that was 2023, 20. I said for the past 1 year, mention 1 book you've read. He said, honestly, I haven't read anything. You see, you see how important exercise is to the body. It's the same way reading is to the mind. Like I love one of my mentor that you can let meal pass you by, but don't let a book pass you by.
Mm.
I have in my program every day I have to read. I must read. It's me. When I wake up, I have to read. I must make a time to make whether it's 30 minutes, one, I have to read. Now, if you want to be a writer, you have to do intentional reading. So we have relationship books, we have motivational books, we have financial books. So you have to know your write up. Is it around relationship? Is it about finance? Is it about self esteem? Is it about what? First, you have to know because each book and how it goes with. So because my first book, I wanted to write about motivation. So I just looked for most of the motivational books and I read them and I saw the styles and I saw that the Brian Tracy style moves well with me. So I started reading his books. Now, when you are reading, you have to journal a lot. When you are reading, you see a story they've shared that touches you. So as a writer, you have to jot that writing, you have to jot that story down. Now you reference him. You have to show where you source it. You have to reference it. Now, another thing you'll be reading, you'll find a quote, a powerful quote that really touches you, that stand out. You have to write that one too. But if you want to be a writer too, you can get a laptop. As you are reading, when you see a story that inspires you, you just get your word, you open it, you type it in. When you see a story that touches you, you type it in. Another thing is that you yourself, you need to meditate. You just have to. You have experienced things in life. Now, as you are reading, you learn the English style. You learn how to connect your words, your stories, and other things. I think if you do that, if you start typing stories, typing some few sentences, typing certain quotes, and developing them, before you realize your Word document, you have over 200, 300 kind of pages. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot. But if you just read and you don't pick those important things down, then that's gonna be a problem. So every book you wanna write, there are a lot of people that have already written around that area. Pick those books, read, get more mastery on that. Pick certain sentences, pick certain stories, pick certain quotations, reference them, and then add your style into it, add your experience into it, and you are good to go. And don't try to be perfect the first time. That's one thing that made me delay in my first book was I wanted my first book to be perfect. No, then I saw this quote from my mentor Les Brown that you don't have to be perfect to get started. You have to start to become perfect. So if you have 2 people, one is waiting to be perfect and one has started to become perfect, which of them will become perfect? So my first book, my second book is better than my first book. My third book is better than my second book. It's the same as seminar. My first seminar I was afraid. Why? I want to start perfect. I want the first seminar to be perfect. No, it will not. It will not. Now, this is my fourth or fifth seminar. My fifth seminar is far, far better than my first seminar. But you have to start to be perfect. I mean, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And that has always been my mind. Yunus, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? But people will not come. When you already having the people will not read. When you already, so I got to realize I have nothing to lose.
Wow, you
So,
have
and I
nothing.
have a lot of books to write as well. So, when it comes to writing, you have to read a lot. You have to have a laptop, a Word document where you be putting whatever thing, a story that you've seen in the book, a sentence, a quote. You have to pick them. Then you have to add your experience and then develop them. And that's okay. It's good to
Great,
go.
great. It's wonderful. Um, you're also an authority in the area of finance or finances.
Okay.
Could you please just educate us a little bit on that and why you're so passionate about finances,
Yeah. Thank you very
especially in
much.
marriage? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. When it comes to money, I was studying a lot of young guys from Broken Home. I saw that they have one resemblance characteristics. They hate to be controlled. They don't want anybody to control them. So now, if you depend on somebody financially, they have to control you. The hand that gives is stronger than the hand that takes.
Yeah, sure.
And it has nothing to do with gender. Look, I have two uncles. One uncle, he's very financially okay. The house they are living in, he and his wife, he built it. The cars, he owned them. The children fees, the wife, everything, feeding, he takes care of that. Now there's another uncle. It is the wife who owned the house.
Mhm.
The cars they are using, she own it. Even the children and other things, she takes care of everything. Now, when I go to the one is the woman who own everything. Sister Hagan, I wash dishes. I wash dishes there. But when I go to the other uncle, even if I pick dishes to wash, no, no, don't worry, no, you don't have to do that. It's okay. You don't have to do that. She does almost everything because he simplified things for her. She doesn't have much headache because he takes care of everything. Now the other uncle, whereby is the woman who owns everything, she makes decisions there. She makes decisions. So when it comes to money, it has nothing to do with gender, races, even nationwide economically. The very high economic nations, they control the underdeveloped. In fact, the end times, according to Apostle Joshua Salman, it will not be this sexual immorality. So it will be economical fight. Satan will find a way to subdue all nations economically. He will empower some people to control others economically. That's the fight we're fighting now. So, and the same Bible says a poor man wisdom is despised. There was a time, there was a particular place whereby that particular time, I think they had a problem, and the best wisdom came from one man. The only qualification the Bible qualified him was that he was poor. And because he was poor, his wisdom was despised. You let Bill Gates come out and give advice. You let Elon Musk come out and give advice and see how people gravitate towards that. When you are in a good economic position, when you give advice, people listen. So I always encourage the young ones who want to be speakers, teachers, hey, take your economics very seriously because I was listening to Bishop Oyedepo. He said he went to one town, they were not listening to him. So he realized that they needed, I think, water. So he picked money from his resources, built a big kind of, I don't know whether it's well. He just gets provide water for them. Just because he provided their needs. His first time he hosted a program at his church, the church was filled to capacity. One way to influence people is to meet their need financially. Sister Hagan, if somebody comes to you and you're able to take care of their needs financially, they will take your advice seriously. But if you advise somebody and now you now go back to him and beg him, Charlie, things are hard. If you get some 30 city for me, no, he won't take your advice seriously. You are not normal. So economic, financial,
I like how you're normal.
yeah, financially, one has to take it serious, and that's how it is. So I realized that early on, and another thing is you compromised with your values. If you're not financially independent, you compromise. Whether it's in your family, you can't protect your family values. And I've seen a guy who truly loves this woman. The woman loves him, but financially, the suffering was too much. He has to lose the lady. So you can't even protect your loved ones when you are not financially strong. So money is very, very essential. I mean, your children school fees, your children health, finance is very seriously. So I started to take finance seriously, but I was ignorant. I didn't know. So then I realized about money. The first way to come out of poverty is to have a product or service. Money is attracted to a product or service. So if you go to job, if you go to work, that's a service you're offering. So you get what? Money as a result. So money is just a reward for product or service. But if you don't have a product, you don't have a service, then you have to be a beggar. You have to beg. And you cannot be rich by begging. Favor, somebody give you 100 cedi, 200 cedi. You can, some to even become security guard for political people. Some to, you go to DC house, they are there taking tea in the morning. Youth, they will be there taking tea in the evening, taking rice in the afternoon. These are favor. You cannot be successful with that. You just need to come up with a product or service. If you have to go to school to be able to come up with a product or service, good. If you have to go and learn a skill, apprenticeship, you have to go and learn a skill. That's the only way to make money. So I have my products. My product are my 3 books. My services are my public speaking services. I get paid for that. My counseling services, I get paid for that. I'm a teacher, professional trained teacher. I teach, I get paid for that. I'm also into real estate. We built 3 apartments in Accra. We built in Tamale. I love real estate basically. Oh, that's where I'm teaching. I'm building a rental properties there. So I love real estate. That's the only way to make money. You need to have a product or service basically. So
Wow.
people buy my books, people pay me for my services. That's how I make my money, you know.
Wow.
Exactly. So if you don't have a product or service, you can fast, you can pray. If you don't have a product or service, then you have to wait on favor. You have to beg, you have to pray, fast, and be begging. But if you are fasting and praying and you come out with a product again, then you become powerful because fasting and praying brings you opportunities. Because I pray and fast, people buy my books, people take my counseling seriously. I was listening to Apostle Joshua sermon that somebody who fast and pray, your voice is even different. It's the same voice people are teaching, but when you speak, there's something unique about it. you know
Wow.
I was listening to TD Jakes. He said that God doesn't provide chair and tables, but he'll create a tree. So I've seen a lot of people, they fast and pray to God. God should provide a chair and table for them. No, God don't do that. He give you a tree. Now you should use your brain to get a table and chair from that. Unfortunately, people don't want to do that. They just want. I went to senior high school. I saw a young lady praying. Why were you praying? That she was praying to God to give a rice cooker. I said, God don't give rice cooker, my dear. God don't give. Your parents has to buy rice cooker for you. So I've come to realize that we pray for so many stuff, and then over a time we don't get it. We get pissed off. The truth is that prayer works, fasting works, but at the end of the day, when it comes to money, is product or service. Another thing, when you are to start to go into investing, the first thing, invest in what you understand. If you don't understand something, don't invest into it. Because at the end of the day, business is understanding. There's this rich man and rich woman. They are very rich. They have a son. Anything the son wants, they will give it to the son. But they never taught the child about how they make the money, the knowledge about the money. So they had an accident and died. The child inherited the property and the money. Sister Hagan, 7 years, the child lose everything. So if one thing having money, another thing, do you have the know-how, the knowledge to sustain it? So even when you read the Bible, the prodigal son, he took all his inheritance from his father, but he lacked the wisdom. That was why he lost all the money.
Mm.
Anybody who has money without wisdom, that money is not sustainable. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
The money will either destroy you or you lose that money.
Mm. You see, Lisa,
You can
because of time, we might have to. Um, I know you have more in store actually for us.
yeah.
But before you go, we just want to know your future goals. Um, Having achieved so much, for your age, we just want to know your future goals and what people should
yeah.
look out for. And
Yeah.
also, if you have any message for your fans, for your loved ones, for your mentees, and also to your mentors as well. I know you have mentors, so any message that you have for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
before you go.
So with regard to my future goals, I always say my best is ahead of me. You can always do better.
Yeah.
So whatever you achieve, I still have books to write. And my one of my goal is to have 80 countries read my books. I want one
Good.
day president of nations should invite me to advise them. I know it will come to pass. I know one day nations president will need me to come and speak with them. I just know it in my spirit. I could feel it. And I know 80 countries are going to read my books. I just know it in my spirit. I could feel it. My goal is to be a world-class speaker. So right now I'm in US. My goal right now is to get stabilized, take care of so many things. Then I'll now start mentorship. I need to pay my mentors, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Dr. Eric Thomas. I need to pay them to teach me how to be a world-class speaker. The difference between me and them is what they know. So I need to get that first. And then I'll work on some skills I need to develop to be a world-class, to play at the world-class level. I'll do that. And then who you know, I need to have some relationships. I'm working on that too, and then identify my strength, my gifts, specialize in some area and be very good at it. So I think they will help me with that and then help me have clarity about my why, my reasons. So I'm really working on that. So my future goal is to be a world-class brand. Alhamdulillah, where I am today is good. Facebook is a lot. TikTok is amazing. YouTube, Ibrahim Yunus is amazing. But I feel like I deserve to be a world-class brand. What I have is for world-class. And I foresee that really happening. Another thing is happy marriage. If I achieve everything and I see that I also divorce, I've failed. Basically, I'm a failure. So happy marriage is key for me. Having a happy relationship with my son. My dad, we are connecting with relationships. Sometimes when I'm together with him, he want to tell me to do something, but he will not tell me. Me too. I want to tell him something I cannot. So I want to have a very good relationship with my children. So it's one of my goal as well. Later on, my mom was sick, so I saw when somebody is sick how it affects the person's life. So I want to be very healthy. I want to live up to 100 years. I don't know how possible it is, but Brian Tracy is hitting
I think
90
it's
plus.
possible. Anything is possible.
So Brian Tracy is hitting 90 plus. So I just have to learn and practice that. So basically, and I want to be very spiritual. At the end of the day, I want to enter heaven. I came here with nothing. Whatever I achieve, when I'm going back with nothing. So I want my relationship with God should be very spiritual, very unique, very beautiful. I don't joke with my relationship with my God. It's so important for me. And I want to have good friends. I've seen a lot of people, they are old, they don't have friends. So at the young age, you see that me, I don't have friends. It's not an achievement. It means you have a bad character. You must have 4 friends at least, 4 or 5 friends. If you are here and you don't have a friend around 12 or 1, you are in serious trouble and you can't call somebody to drop whatever they are doing and come to you, it means you have a serious trouble. Yes, you can't expect everything from your spouse. There are certain friendship only friends can give you. But if you let them go because of a spouse, that is, you put a lot of burden on them. So now if your spouse is not able to meet those needs, it's a problem. You will need friends. You don't need much, but 4 or 5 is okay. Everybody must have friends. So I don't joke with my friendship. I have some few people, I don't joke with them. Friendship is good. When you get that old age, you need those friends basically. Is very, very important. So I think these are some few future goals I really have. And to my mentors, to my colleagues, to my young ones, at the end of the day, I want you to increase what you know. That's to my mentees, to the young ones, increase what you know. There are a lot of things you don't know. Humble yourself and learn a lot in terms of marriage, in terms of money, finance, in terms of your self-esteem. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't do anything. If you don't feel worthy, you can't do anything. So you have to read about self-esteem to feel worthy. I don't know, you'll be shivering. You can imagine me speaking to Nana again, I'm shivering. You will never learn anything. I need to feel worthy. God created me. God created everybody. Yeah, so I'm okay. So every young guy feel wealthy, just feel good, and everything will be okay. So the second it is develop skills, relevant skills. Yeah, you might have 1 or 2 skills, but if it's not helping, add additional skills. It's very important. Public speaking skills, your communication is very important. Learn that. It's very important. Another thing, your relationship, update them. You know, if you have negative relationships, some of them could be your family members. So those people, you can't cut them off. Just minimize the time you spend with them. So if you used to spend a whole week, if you used to spend a lot of the, just minimize it. I mean, once a week, you're okay. And when you call them, anytime they are becoming negative, you cut it. Hello, how are you doing? I just called to check on you. And then when they just cut it off, they have the you just full, just cut them off. Protecting your peace, even God asks you to protect your peace, so that's okay. So develop healthy relationships, and then identify your gifts. If you're able to identify your gift, you have a vision about yourself, and trust in the Lord. God said a man's gift will make room for him. If God can bless somebody, he just interpret dream, and that was God used to bless him. And Sako there rap. God used rap to bless him. Lionel Messi just play football. You say ball just run. If God can use those things to bless somebody, have confidence in your gifting. Believe in your, trust it in the God. God will make a way for you. So these are the few things I have for the young ones. For my mentors, thank you very much for mentoring me. I couldn't be where I am without you people. I'm standing I'm standing on these giant people. All these things I'm speaking from primary KG, all the teachers, JSS, SHS, college, university, my master's degree, my mentors, every I am who I am because of all these people. Nana. And I'm very grateful. God bless all of you. I'm very, very grateful. Yes, so I think I'm okay. So I'm
Thank
well
you.
known with this, but at the end of the day, I think in all, I give Almighty God all the glory. I always tell Him if He helps me out, I will tell everybody He helped me. So let me say it: it's God who helped me. It's not my mind. That the road to the road to what is not to the swift. I like that quote from the Bible. That the road to the something is not to the sweet, nor to the something. I'll get the quote right from the Bible next time. I will say it. So I think I give Almighty God all the glory. And most of you want to watch much of my work, go on YouTube, Ibrahim Yunus. Go on Facebook, Ibrahim Yunus. Go on TikTok, Ibrahim Yunus. I'm well known with this. Status in the world is not defined by what work you do, but by how well you do what you do. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you are a carpenter, you are a mason, you are a footballer, you are a teacher, you are a writer, you are a painter, you are an interviewer, you are a journalist, you are a nurse, you are a soldier. It doesn't matter what you do. Whatever you do, give it your all. And everybody around you shall benefit from that. And be givers in life. Don't wait for people to show you love. Give love first. And remember what Prophet said, that la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibbal ahihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi. That none of you is truly a believer until you wish for your brothers what you wish for yourself. I always wish myself the best, and I wish all of you the best. God bless you.
Thank you
God
so
bless you.
much. Thank you so much, Ibusa. You know, the inside view, I'll say the platform for the matter, it's more of, empowering, the young boys. And before you go, we just launched Emerge, which is
Yeah.
basically transforming and reshaping the mindsets of our young boys and also of our young men as well. Here you are from a broken home. Mother and father divorced, brothers, one dead, one also, drug addict, and you know, you know, the family around you know really is something to be, proud of. But here you are. You have transformed your life. Your life is turned around. You are now so influential. You are now influencing, I'll say, nations, the northern part of Ghana, the youth, and many more. I wanted to stop, but I have this thing, just just before you go, I just have this, and I just want you to speak to that, maybe to the parent who did not actually grow up in a loving family. And so, for that matter, all that he or she is given is also negativity, it's also resentment, to their, young, um, you know, I would say male, children. And so it's becoming a cycle just going on, just producing, men who are not satisfied, who are not self-assertive, who do not even know who they are as men. But here you are, you have gone through everything that you could have turned, out to be, what your brothers actually turned out to be. But here you are. What do you say to parents, especially the men who went through what you went through? We just want to break the cycle. Here you are. You now have a son. And I guess, or I have a feeling, you raise your son very, very well in a very loving atmosphere, not carrying, the negativity that you went through. What do you want to say to the African father, or, to that man out there, like in order not to, pass on that negativity?
My boy wants to
Hi,
say
son.
hi. Say
Hello,
hi to
hello,
mama.
hello, son. How are you? Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see
Okay.
you. Yeah.
It's okay, go. It's okay,
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Going steady.
I know. I understand. I understand. Don't worry at all. Yeah. We just want to address the men and also our young boys. Like in order not to, pass on that kind of negativity, onto um, the generations that they end up producing. So I just want you to just talk to the man that went through what you went through, but you have managed to. You were so lucky to have actually mentors, and so for that matter, you had a turning point. So I just want you to advise that man, in order not to have boys that are being not fulfilled in life, who lacks who lack hope, and also see themselves struggling, and also blaming everybody for their yeah, basically what they're going through. So if you can just for a minute, please.
So here's the case. I have three things to say very short.
Sure. Sure.
And so the first one is forgiveness. So normally research has proven abusive parents are also from abusive home. So when you see a man or a woman acting certain way, as a young guy, I asked my few aunties to find out about my dad. And they told me I was even lucky. His father, when he was a driver. When he drive to Mali, Burkina, he doesn't even care about them. So so his father wasn't there for him basically. So it kind of affected him. So most abusive parents are from abusive home. So the first has to do with forgiveness. As a parent, I want you to forgive your parents. Number one, forgive them. Not to say that what they have done to you is validated. No. What they did to you is wrong. But you have to forgive them for your own serenity, for your own peace. You can't move ahead with that same bitterness. Because here's the case, you can't change the past. Like all what they did, can you change it? And we have 3 days, Nana. Your past, your present, and the future. You can't do anything about the past. It has happened. You can only learn from the past. Now, what you do in your present can change the future. So if you are living your present with the past, you create the past again. If you are living in the present with the past, you create the past again in the future. So you have to let go, forgive, and learn from it. So my second is this story. Bill Gates' daughter went to supermarket and bought things, and her change was left with $600. And the lady, the sales girl wanted to give it to the Bill Gates daughter. And the Bill Gates daughter said, "No, it's okay, keep it." And the sales girl, what? I should keep all this. He said, no, keep it. It's okay. So the sales girl went to the manager and said, this young lady can. And the manager said, that's Bill Gates' daughter. I said, wow. Now that sales girl, I think she was greedy or what. She started wishing Bill Gates himself should come to that shop to buy things and leave change. Because if Bill Gates' daughter could leave $600 for her, how about if it is Bill Gates himself?
Yeah.
So she was hoping. So fortunately, Bill Gates walked into the shop. I think the next 3 days, he also came and bought things. But surprisingly, unfortunately, he spent all his money and left with, is it $5? And Bill Gates still walked there to pick that $5. So now the sales girl got mad. He said, Abba Bill Gates, Abba Bill Gates, dear man, your daughter just came and bought things. Her change was left with $600. She left it for me. Look at the receipt. And you will get the richest man in the world. They said that, listen. Yes, my daughter, her father is the richest man in the world. That was then. Now it's Elon Musk. He said, me, do you know my father? The sales girl said no. He said, my dad was a plumber. So please give back my $5. He now told her, this is my advice for you. If you're not born from a rich home, make sure rich home comes from you. So I took that story seriously when my mentor gave that. If you're not born from educated family, make sure educated family comes from you. If you're not born from a good home, happy marriage home, make sure that comes from you. A lot of people ask for their purpose. Whatever you never had, make sure that you provide that for your kids. Stop putting burden, unnecessary cases on your kids. Your children deserve better. So I would like every parent to understand those things you never had. Make sure your children had that. If it is education you never had, make sure your kids had that. If it is happy marriage you never had, make sure your kids have that. If it is money you never had, make sure your children had that. It's very important. Now, another thing is therapy. You need to heal. A lot of young guys, young fathers, they just had series of exes and they just end this relationship. They are going into another relationship. It will help you heal. When you end a relationship, take your time, heal from that. Go for therapy, go for professional counseling, read good books, heal yourself. Because you can only bring yourself into the relationship. There's nothing in marriage. It's both of you that get into the marriage. So if you are a certain kind of person, that's what you send into the marriage. So I'll advise every young parent or anybody who have gone through anything, forgive your parents, forgive your exes, forgive yourself, forgive your bosses, forgive everybody. Remember, the time you went through those things, the time you made any bad decisions, that was 10 years back. So you are not that same person now. You are more wiser now. So if you are still beating yourself, hurting yourself right now, that's unfortunate. You are not the same person. The Ibrahim Yunus 2010 is not the same Ibrahim Yunus 2024. So if I'm saying hurting 2010 Ibrahim Yunus version, that's very bad. I'm now wiser now. So you should know that. Learn to forgive yourself. Forgive your parents, forgive yourself, forgive any ex you've ever had. In fact, if you can even text them or call them, do that. Forgive everybody. Forgive, love, and be grateful. There are a lot of people that went through your experience and today they are not there.
Yeah.
Some are still walking naked, suffering. This where you are, your job is somebody's dream job. Where you are sleeping, so be grateful. God said if you are grateful, He'll bless you with more. Be grateful. Just be grateful. Forgive everybody. Forgive yourself. Love people with no expectations. Love with zero expect from only God. Any love I give my wife is not because she did A, B, C, D. No. My expectation is from God. And then I'm very grateful for who I am. what I'm doing, where I'm going.
Wow, thank you so much.
Forgive,
Hmm.
love, and stay grateful.
That's
So this is the little advice I'll have for them.
wonderful. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much, Inusa.
Thank you
Um,
too.
I am so grateful for your time. I know you wanted to say more, but because of time,
Yeah,
we might have to bring you back another time.
yeah,
And on that
yeah.
note, you've actually educated us, tonight on how to be intentional about
Thank you
making
very
a
much.
difference, by, structuring, our day, making sure we keep our goals front and also center, and also we plan ahead, identify things that matter, and also connect with our beliefs. And so, in conclusion, tonight, to anyone that stayed, that has stayed, I'll say with us till now, I'll say thank you for your company and thanks for watching. And I just want to leave you with us, in order to be intentional about making a difference tonight, I would just urge you to have the ability to change your life and create your own path. Living with intent and purpose is a positive choice that will bring balance in your life and improve your mental well-being.
Very true.
Yes. When Ibrahim was actually speaking, he made mention of how, to be, intentional by listing, the things that I actually talked about, by structuring your day, by keeping your belief, all that. And I also want to add this, you know sometimes you don't have to wait for the whole, picture or the whole dream to blossom, but then you can narrate your progress, as you go ahead. And in so doing, what you do, you just wait for, you don't just go through the day without checking your progress. So all that you have to do is just have, an audit system, as you go along in a day, by, just asking yourself, have I, worked on things that relate to my most pressing goals? Have I allowed myself to leverage workable solutions before perfect solutions to maintain momentum? And the third one is, are there things that I could or should do differently to maximize my progress today? These are things that you can ask yourself, as you go along in the day. So if you have any opportunity to improve, your strategies, intervene early, and that will benefit you. And in so doing, you can have a quick recalibration. So, what I'm leaving you, especially in the month of February and also in the year 2024, be intentional. Be intentional about your life. Be intentional about your associations. Be intentional about your relationships. Be intentional about everything that you do. And trust me, we will end 2024 in praise.
Amen.
It's my name is Sana Higgin, and I'm your host, and I always come your way with amazing and insightful, discussions. And tonight we've been educated on how to be intentional about making a difference. Thank you and have a blessed week.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
God bless you. God bless you.